After quitting the bloc more than 15 years ago, Zimbabwe applied to rejoin in 2018 under its re-engagement policy and to return to international stage. At the time, the southern nation's bid was put on hold as it was just months before the general elections, and Commonwealth observers formed part of the overall observers. Commonwealth Secretariat says Zimbabwe under Emmerson Mnangagwa's administration has demonstrated commitment to the bloc's shared values. However, more needs to be done.
And we are going through the process. There's a set process that absolutely everyone has to go to in order to either join or rejoin the Commonwealth. And Zimbabwe is following that process, and I was delighted to be able to talk to the President, and we are of one mind as to what we need to do. We all want Zimbabwe to follow that process, and the President is committed to doing it.
Namibia is one of the Commonwealth members which are vocal to have its neighbour back in the fold. Local international relations experts weighed in on the application to rejoin, and Commonwealth leaders putting the discussion on hold during the Kigali summit. Dr. Charles Muvita describes this as unfortunate to shut out the country because of non-fulfillment of the Lancaster Agreement by the UK and some Western countries.
The British cannot claim to have clean hands themselves. So I believe it would be best to readmit Zimbabwe so that it can benefit from the multilateral agreements with Commonwealth members, so that it can re-engineer and reconfigure its falling economy for the benefit of Zimbabwean people. Shutting out Zimbabwe only brings more pain and suffering to the Zimbabwean people. So I think the Commonwealth need to think hard on the issue of readmitting Zimbabwe to the Commonwealth. Sometimes it's a lot much better to engage a member state directly through the forums of the Commonwealth and other forums, rather than kicking out a member state and treating it like a pariah state.
Dr. Muvita also took a swipe at the Commonwealth members themselves for reportedly siding with reasons perpetrated by former colonial powers against Zimbabwe.
Commonwealth member states that want to see Zimbabwe go back into the Commonwealth should lobby the British, should lobby the Queen. Keeping Zimbabwe out of the Commonwealth is just as good as imposing sanctions, because locking Zimbabwe out of the Commonwealth is basically imposing sanctions on Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is sanctioned right now by the Commonwealth. And some members of the Commonwealth need to be ashamed that they are party to the sanctioning of Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe, under former President Robert Mugabe, withdrew from the Commonwealth in 2003 after a 12-month suspension that was advocated for by the UK. The suspension was due to reports of violation of human rights and others, which the Zimbabwean authorities disputed as illegitimate. Blanche Kores, NBC News.